Hi, YouTube. There will be noise. Doug's cutting on metal. He's working on a little 1949 Studebaker hot rod. Um, so anyway, yeah, there'll be some like grinding of metal noise. There might be some pounding on metal. You never know. So anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Do you like my tiger lilies? Yeah, I love them. I thought I'd bring some in and show you. They're so pretty. They do, some of them, the stems will get almost 6 feet tall. And when you have a bunch of them together, they just look so beautiful as a bush. So anyway, I've showed them before out in my yard, but I thought I'd bring some in for today. So I've been going back over to see if I've missed any things in Lady Babylon, and there's some with Gnostic informant that I might have listened to a little bit of them, I think, and then I moved on to something else because I figured if he was the one that was going to teach me, not that he couldn't, it's not that, but I listened to him anyway on his channel, so it's like, well, I don't know. I think I kind of was in a mood when I first ran across Lady Babylon because I am so sick of, and that's what my topic of this video is. I am so sick of people that call themselves theologians and say they've studied the scriptures, and they're not even certain of, they don't know the connection of biochemistry and religion and spirituality. They think it just like appeared, or like it was in ancient Egypt, and then uh, during the Dark Ages or Middle Ages, they would have like witches and warlocks and sorcerers, and they turned what was actually religious rites into total clown show, basically, is what I'm saying. But, oh, and for the record, once again, so people know, I will never call on Satan. My God inside me doesn't need to appeal to the ruler of this planet. Um, but what I will say is, in that respect, he's met his match because I will never back down on what the truth is. And Satan hates liars. It's even, I clearly heard it said, don't call on me. So, I won't. No worries there, you know. But then on the other hand, if somebody wants to help me, no contracts, I'd be open for that, you know. Cheers, everybody. So in Lady Babylon, I'm watching from a month ago. What is Christ? Because I watch like Lady Babylon's regular stuff, and I've been taking those Greek lessons there. We've got a week off because uh, of vacation time with them, But when they're back from vacation, well, I think, yeah, for sure there's a video tomorrow night. So I've been keeping either up on the Greek or well, basically, I can't stand liars. And when I go to and hear these other people um, that do not have the Spirit of God telling them what to do, it flipping fries me out. And it would anybody if you knew the absolute truth and facts for like just say 55 years, but my entire life, but I can't prove that, of course, but I can prove a lot of my other actions and determination and reasoning for what I do on this planet and always have. So when I run across these liars, I'm going to share this video. It's not that they're exposing liars. It's that they're presenting facts to people that call themselves theologians that don't use all the facts when they want to put their um their agenda with the way they want the world to go, when they want to put insert their ideas. Now I don't believe that a statue of a hermaphrodite should be by, say, like Apollo and Venus, which they depicted Venus as a man. No, he's not. No, he is not. Um, but anyway, that's, and people that aren't lying for the agenda to destroy men and families like that. That's who's lying all about it. Yeah, have your hermaphrodite statue, but have your hermaphrodite statue by um, a depiction of, like, it could be uh, with all his other androgynous thought of mix of um, a weakening in the genome that could be on display for people's understanding in that, you know, and but not on the same level as we would put mom and dad. It's kind of like when you have a baby, they sit at the kids' table, you know. So that's, I don't think all what they call the gods should be lumped up all in a ball of wax when some are offsprings due to rape, incest, and theft, and the ones that had that happen to them should be left the F alone. But we're people are not leaving that alone, that energy, and they keep playing, and it's not really cool. It's not cool at all. But then there's people, no matter what you say, they're not going to believe that there was a mom and a dad in the creation story, or in the development of humans. They're going to go with the fairy tale, um, part man, part woman thing, and that's where they're going to want to stand with that, so, for the way the world's going, you know. But anyway, it's just that the woman gives the energy on this planet, and the Spirit of God helps her, and it's a two-part system, you know, for people. And that's where you have to determine where your heart lies. Do you follow that gentle nature, or are you guided by the forceful power of God that leads you into demise because you're not listening to his beloved? The only really begotten came out of his mind, not his body. That's what begotten means. If you get into the languages, and the languages are so important, and to have that truth behind what these fairy tale words are versus what they actually mean. And that's why I get out here and I'll start cussing at people, because there's such um men that are driven by that masculine spirit are, um, I would say, going to have a long haul understanding what appreciation of life is. That's that's about what I can say on that. You know, it's going to be a long time. And if you think you're tired now, it's only going to be worse. It's not punishment. I mean, shit gets harder the older we get. But I mean, if you have a realization of something, there puts a ease. Um, what made it easier for me out here on the internet was watching it slowly develop that people would dig for the truth. I mean, not stop, just like not what one certain seminary or Christian university is going to give you, like a set of 5 books, like here's the Torah, this is what we're based on. Doesn't matter that um none of these biblical characters were even spoke about in other parts close in that proximity of the world and all that stuff. But all of a sudden they just make up this language out of the Greek to deceive people on the real truth, and they have you praising a false god, period, to keep this going, to win over God, Mr. and Mrs. So if you think there isn't going to be problems with that for any of us that don't understand the real biology of life on this planet, you think there's not a problem with the purity and the innocence of that turning into something that's totally something people don't understand because of the sicknesses that is in us, you know? It's going to be a problem. There's a problem every so often. They're not natural disasters. There's disasters that have happened because people were warned, just like I'm warning you now, and they refused to listen. And then you get what? Thrown into the dark ages. You go from magnificent castles almost made out of crystal and glass hanging on the side of a mountain that are like 7 stories high to living in flippin' huts burning cow patties to keep yourself warm. That's the truth. And throwing your pee out on the walkway for everybody because the sophistication level is not there beyond. Take the Roman Colosseum compared to um well, let me make a good example of this. Say like even 13th century London, you know, something happened in between there. When mom and dad were praised together as a team, people flourished in medicine. I mean, the ancient Greek medicine is still far beyond, and them medical texts haven't even been dug into when you have like hundreds of thousands of volumes of work describing what the society is and the language in this ancient language that has the documentation of the truth in it. And then you burn these books and um, stifle people and rewrite things. And pretty soon you don't have both those energies helping mankind. You have the demiurge, you have the thief, you have the infection in the blood that wasn't there before because of the poisonings and uh, lack of interest in having that two-part parent system in mankind. And when you don't have that, the whole family suffers. That's the way it is, really. It's not that God isn't ultimate almighty with everything, but this still the the earth is the female. So, and that's the truth. That's what's going to be proven. It's a matter of ownership and who actually possesses the flesh and who isn't supposed to. So when you're praising, I mean, praise is a kind of a stupid word anyway, because I would praise my child, I would praise my friend. It's like somebody does great work, I'm all praises to you. You see what I'm saying? You'll see it in a chat. People love each other and respect their ideas, and even though it's like high five, and we all know that we're using it for the praises, to each other. So praise is not it's just like pride. Now, unwarranted pride, if you're proud of deconstructing a total science and a language and humanity and turning it into men are no longer men, women are no longer women, um, God is hermaphrodite, and it wasn't a two-part creation story, you know, that type of thing. When you turn it into the falsehoods, you lose the medical knowledge, you lose the insight that you should have. You lose your creative abilities because you're denying parts of the reality that we live in. And when you deny that energy, you will suffer for it. It's like you get these people that are talking and they have this look of they're miffed, like they're talking, they're trying to be assertive, but they're still like, I don't even really kind of understand what I'm saying. The look on their face will display that, their lack of confidence. It's just like a trip, you know. And I'm going to show you an example of that in a video that I'm going to share called What is a Christ? You know, that medicine comes from one entity, and it's the female. They call Zoe or oneness, another lot of names. Athena. That's her medicine, and they turned it into a poison, something that's in your blood that's supposed to be a medicine has been turned against you. And there's only one way to get help with that, and that's to truly know that there was a mom in creation, and that was actually her doing. Just a minute. Yep. Busy? Well, yeah, but okay, what? You're not doing a video? Yeah, I am. Okay, I'll leave. Well, what do you want?
just dropped off a couple brand new Capricorns for the studio, but they're blue.
Yep.
Yeah, the wheel tubs in the S10 are the same.
Oh,
I cut them off.
okay.
Nice, huh? Blue
Yep.
and green.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter on the inside.
That'll look good, huh?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. Solid.
Anyway, he's telling me he just got some inner wheel. Well, it's the inner part of the Studebaker fender, the inside of it, the wheel well, just parts just got dropped off, and what color they were. So anyway, and it doesn't matter because you aren't going to be seeing them anyway. They'll be up underneath the vehicle. So yeah, but so we need to know where we get our gifts from, and we need to realize that there's a certain amount of it's biology, it's science, it's a chemical makeup within ourselves. um, that's a reality that keeps us healthy. If I were to go and become a Satanist, do you know what would happen to my health? Really? People don't understand. It's the same with in Judaism and Christianity, these rituals that they're doing, even the tone of the songs that they're singing, all of it, um, it does something to their molecular structure, just like sound waves and certain people I try to listen to and talk to, and just like, okay, um, this Dan McKellen, and yeah, we don't mean to be so picking on him, but he's got an agenda. He's part of the Mormon church and they're monotheistic, you know, period. So he doesn't give a about his mom or anybody else's or the four parents because they're covering that up. And for the record, if by chance he were to pop over to my channel, you people have my name and the name of my children in your fucking family book. Get it the fuck out of there. You understand that? So, anyway, I hope that was clear. And the last name on that is Larson with the E-N. Go check it out. So, anyway, I had put on one of his videos today. Well, I mean, I've said this over and over. I'm going to pull it up exactly what I wrote because it's important. And I've got my head video on my channel explains the science behind I mean, doctors are not telling you the truth on all this because they don't even want to go into it. Maybe some of them don't even think in a spiritual manner at all, which could be. And it's going to take me a minute for this to pull up, but it's true. So, like once a month, this channel I'm talking about will have, oh, he'll talk about homosexuality wasn't Sodom and Gomorrah. And there's a lot more to that story too. And he won't read. He knows modern Greek and ancient Greek are not the same. And things have been changed intentionally by the dark force. And these people aren't feeling with their heart and souls to, oh, what would the word be? Uh, they're not feeling the real spirit. Because if they were, they wouldn't be doing this. Let me see. I thought I should be here just a minute. Oh, Genesis 19 isn't a lesson in the evils of homosexuality. No, but I gave him one. I'll give it to you here in a second. It'll pull up. It's pulling up right now. And quite frankly, Christianity has turned into a religion for the liberals. They do not care about what God commands. Like, God doesn't command, He asks, you know, in our hearts. And I ask you. And that's how that goes. And you hear it. Regardless of the Bible's true regardless of the Bible, comma, the true health ramifications, sugar levels, inside troubles, or DNA attachments are real, and any good medical pro, past or present, will speak the truth no matter. It's a good season for this conversation. So I'm pretty sure he could care less of my knowledge in biology and chemistry and everything else. I think he could really give a less. Most men are like, well, I got my own thoughts and I listen to somebody else, so certainly they must have more knowledge than you. Oh, certainly, dumb mother. Anyway, excuse me, people. My apologies, but just gets to me because they aren't hearing God's word in them. So, and I could almost bet you anything. Are you going to tell me that from the beginning God was dreaming of a Jesus in his head and that's how humanity began? That that man's spirit was with him from the beginning. The word is a female noun that the Hebrews say it can be used as either. And here's something too. Whenever they have to go into the Greek to explain something in Hebrew, they'll say that this text or that text was unused in the lexicons. When you go right to the base of the word, they'll admit it right in their language that the true meaning is unused. And it says so right underneath all their shit. Look for that. I can prove it. Just look for it, please. For your benefit. Isn't it a glorious thing to think that there's two parents that created life out of love instead of this garbage that you're being fed about big bangs and not telling you that it was rape, and people have thinking troubles because of the bacteriums that are in our flesh because of the perpetuation of the filth within it, because people hold nothing sacred. So anyway, and they're going to pay for it. All these liars, no matter what level they're lying on, they're going to have to pay for that. So yeah, that's probably about all I really have to say today. I just think it's so important for people to understand. I mean, it's a crying shame that people with PhDs are calling themselves doctors, but a doctor indicates a care of the human, you know, not just one thing, but the actual all-around wholeness of the situation, and that's not being addressed. And I'm not giving up until it is, you know. I won't give anybody a break, not like that. Nope, because the Bible is a science book. It's just that the one you're reading doesn't sound like it. So, how could you ever figure out what God wants you to know about yourself, your biology, your spirituality, the physiology of the two parts of that coming together? That's what we're supposed to learn, not how to put electronics inside yourself, but actually, how can I enhance the human I am? So, and just giving you some things to think about, and I'd really appreciate it if you'd pop over to this video I'm going to share with you. Give me your thoughts on it. I'd be really interested to hear what level you're on, or your thoughts on that, good or bad, either way. Um, of course, I do not want you to suffer for thousands of years or your offsprings or anything like that. But if you can't hear the passion and the love in my voice for you, you are going to deserve to be knocked back into the dark ages. And that's what's coming up for people that are ignorant of the real spirit inside them. So I'm not begging anybody. I'm asking you, though. So I'll never beg. If you want to follow the dark force that pretends to be as loving as I am, then you go right ahead and have a good day. So, or night, wherever you're at. Peace. I love you from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.